Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Animac here from the Anime Out Pro YouTube channel, together with my brother Gozen, who also runs Anime Out Pro with me, and my boys Nux and Briggs.
Nux and Briggs!
And we are here for another episode of the Naruto Virgin podcast. And man, the CHUNIN exams are freaking awesome. They're freaking awesome. What a great arc this has been. We're talking about chapters 55 to 69. And next week, we're going to be talking about chapters 70 to 83, just so you guys know right away, so there's no questions. And yeah, man, I can't wait to get into this. There was so much crazy stuff going on. And I guess you guys didn't hype this arc up too much because it's been really, really great.
I have. I told you it was going to be awesome. And it gets better, bro.
I never overhype things, so I don't know what you were expecting. But the CHUNIN exams arc is, as I've mentioned, in my 10 favorite shonen arcs of all time. So,
yeah, I want that list, by the way.
You want the list? All right, I'll tell you the list right now off the top of my head. The Shogun assassination arc from Gintama, the Kira arc from JoJo's Part 4, the Chimera Ant arc from Hunter x Hunter, CHUNIN exams, Enies Lobby, Soul Society arc from Bleach. That's 6. Should I get back to you? Oh, Dark Tournament arc. Dark Tournament arc from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
In regards to overhyping. In regards to overhyping.
Yeah, those are a lot of good ones right there. Chimera Ant arc, amazing.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, in regards to overhyping, I do think this is the weaker part of the CHUNIN exams. I really enjoyed the written portion, and I enjoy more what's coming. Next week's gonna be insane. I stopped it on a specific chapter because we're covering chapters 70 to 83, and I can't wait to see to hear Animac's reaction to that.
No, I mean, it's really been amazing so far. I'm enjoying it a lot. Nux, you obviously forgot the superior arc in Hunter x Hunter. What was it called?
The York New arc?
Phantom Troop. The Phantom Troop. Yeah, York New.
Yeah, good arc. Almost as good as Chimera Ant.
Okay. That pacing,
no, it's true. Bro. Chimera Ant, bro.
That pacing changes
your life.
Animac's the only person I know that doesn't like the Chimera Ant arc, or thinks it's overrated.
I do like it.
This is why he gave the Chimera Ant arc a 4 out of 10. It's rough.
No, I did not. I do like it a lot, but the pacing at times drags, as opposed to York New, which is just top-notch pacing. Anyway, I'm sick of rehashing this, Nux. Let's talk about the CHUNIN exams. Oh, first of all, can I just bring up that they have modern technology in Naruto?
Somewhat,
yes.
Yeah.
They do have it in weird places, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of took me by surprise, because from what we've seen so far, I thought they were kind of like
ninjas.
1800s style. Obviously, it's a different world, but I thought that compared to our own world, it would be like 1800s style technology. But then we see like surveillance and actual like TV screens and cameras and shit, and that kind of like jarred me. I don't know if you guys felt the same way back in the day.
That's why we always called you the Jar Jar Binks of the podcast.
I did notice the electronic boards that said the names, and it is kind of jarring, but at the same time, yeah, it's like a shonen, right? One Piece has crazy rules around what technology they have, what they don't.
Yeah, it's true. I guess it's just it was my own kind of bias of ninjas and that type of kind of feudal society. So I was thinking, it must be equivalent to our own world, like in the past.
Even the tech they have, it seems to be like some kind of cool, like retro tech. You know, it's not just futuristic necessarily.
Yeah, it's different, but it definitely serves the purpose of modern technology in many ways. Yeah, so we start off with Sasuke having visions of failing to protect his clan from his brother, if my interpretation is correct.
Good interpretation, Animac.
And he's haunted by this idea of being too weak to protect his clan and too weak to stand up to his brother, kind of like Gozen. So he carries this burden with him, and that's what drives him, but also probably what kind of hurts him in certain ways because of that insecurity that's deep within him. And I assume we're going to see more of that as his character develops. But I think that was an important moment in terms of us learning about Sasuke, because Sasuke is pretty kind of withdrawn guy. He keeps to himself. He's not a big talker. So I thought that was an important moment in terms of getting to understand him.
Yeah, 100%. And it gets him down that path, that Vegeta-like path, where he's down to do anything. We could mention the Machiavellianness of him. As long as it means he could carry out his end goal, he's willing to make a deal with the devil. And I think that makes for a very interesting character at this point.
Dude, he said
Okay,
the Machiavellian.
He brought it up. It was Gozen, it wasn't me.
I
just wanna
know.
point that out.
It's a brother
love
thing.
him.
It's a brother thing.
It's a brother thing.
We both
I love
talked
it.
about it, yeah.
And then when Sasuke actually wakes up, his body's clearly different. That curse mark starts covering his body gets darker, and he's like oozing with power. And I thought it was pretty freaking epic, but it was also kind of ominous because Sakura could tell right away that this wasn't the Sasuke she knew. Something was different, something was wrong. So that gave it kind of like, yo, he's so powerful now, but also it's like he's not himself. Something is wrong. I thought that was a cool kind of a dynamic.
She just wanted to hug him, bro. She just wanted to touch Sasuke.
Yeah, probably. Who wouldn't want to touch Sasuke?
Well, clearly Nux wants.
Well then. Although he
Anyway.
did get a super, like a solid like power buff from it.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
Because think about it,
I
Lee
like
was
that.
stronger
Yeah.
than Sasuke going into this arc, or similar at least, right? And then now Lee got
much stronger.
much stronger,
Lee,
right?
much stronger.
And then now Lee got slapped by these sound guys. Meanwhile, Sasuke, it was like, oh, he overpowered them like to a insane amount,
Yo, he slapped them. He slapped
Yes.
it down there.
and he was
To be
ruthless
fair,
too. I
though,
loved it.
To be fair, though, it was mentioned by Tenten that Rock Lee was not focused, and if he was focused and didn't have to worry about them, he would have crushed them easily. Like, she did say that.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
probably the most important thing Tenten has done in the entire story.
So, am I correct that the curse of Orochimaru is making Sasuke more powerful?
Yes.
Okay, so it's making him stronger, but it also kind of like drains his
Made-
chakra.
It drains his chakra and it sort of makes him evil. Like he wasn't acting normal. Like I don't know how the manga did it. I just know the anime. But in that anime scene where he the sound ninja guy with the two like blowholes in his hands, in the palms of his hands,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, he was like ripping off his arms.
when he broke his arms, like that was terrifying, and he was like laughing while he was doing it.
Dude, that was such a badass moment. Me
It
reading
really
that
was.
as a kid, I'm like, bro, how is like this is so much darker than like, anything else I've seen. I love it.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
definitely.
wait a
it was
second. They
definitely
didn't do this
different.
in Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was definitely different because he didn't just like how in Shonen they have the he knocks him out and he's down, but then he's fine when he wakes up. It's like no, he actually like broke his arms, like no mercy. It was pretty crazy.
But yeah, I really like the dark side of Sasuke, and I like the fact that he's getting power upgrades and he's getting cool scenes to shine, just like Naruto. He doesn't have to take a back seat to him.
Yep.
Yeah, and so as these fights are happening, because we're having this fight, the Sound Ninjas versus Sasuke, he slaps them, but then we also have, I guess Shikamaru was involved. He was
Arguably my favorite character, yeah.
He's your favorite character too? Let's go.
What?
He's definitely one of them, yeah.
Shikamaru and Lee are my two favorite characters in Naruto.
Yeah,
I'd put Shikamaru above Lee.
Especially
for
the
me.
original Naruto.
Oh,
Yes,
yes. Oh,
guys,
yeah.
Shikamaru-
I mean,
Naruto
I
doesn't
personally
count.
think. Look, I love Shikamaru, but I really think he shines in Shippuden. I'm not gonna lie.
I love
Guys,
him in both.
He's had literally 2 lines. Like, calm down.
I mean, I'm
Yeah, but they
just
were
letting
so
you know that
good.
we like him,
Dude,
And
and what he said was so cowboy bebop Spike. He's like, I whatever happens, I guess. Like, he literally said that, bro. How cool is that?
mean-
So I thought his power was really cool. He has the ability to like connect his shadow with his opponent's shadow, and then force the opponent to mimic his movements for about 5 minutes. If I saw that correctly, and I thought that was really cool power.
I don't think
It's
any
cool power.
of Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji, I believe. Ino Shika Cho, let's go.
Ino Shika Cho!
Individually, they're not super strong, but they all have unique abilities, and then their like teamwork is what makes them super cool, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and Ino was doing that astral projection where she takes over bodies again.
No,
Yeah,
but
she-
they have like that ultimate combo where Ino takes over the mind of somebody. Shikamaru grabs the guy with his shadow. Ino takes over the mind, and then Choji just choges.
Yeah, you gotta call him fat though, or else he'll not want to be there.
Well,
But
I'd
Shoji's
imagine it
not
should be the
bad. He
reverse.
just-
Like Ino takes over the mind so that it's easy for Shikamaru to catch him, right?
No,
'Cause-
the issue with the mind transfer jutsu is that like if you
oh,
focus
he
on
has
the
to
person,
hit it, right?
yes, but if you miss, then your mind it takes time for your mind to transfer back to your own body if you miss.
True.
So the idea is for Shikamaru to keep someone in place so that Ino can't miss with the mind transfer.
Oh yeah. So
And
the only reason I said that is because you said Choji like is gonna slap them, right? But if Ino's still in the body, she's gonna take the damage as well.
Well, yes and no. She'll feel the damage, but her body won't take any physical damage. The idea is that her mind will leave the mind of her target the instant before Choji
Yes,
demolishes
yes.
them.
She's gonna have
But-
to release it. Yes. Otherwise, she
Right.
will
Yeah,
take
but
the
what-
damage.
What ended up happening was, if I recall correctly, Sasuke was about to kill those guys, so they were like, Ino, get out of there.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, because if the person died, then
but
Ino.
prior to Sasuke waking up, Ino Shikachou they did their combo against these guys.
Yeah, because
And-
they're clearly not as powerful as these sound guys, but with the power of the corniest teamwork ever, because this team, they also all hate each other, like in a way, you know? Like,
Yeah,
Ino's always like yelling at them, I am the team leader, and you know?
So,
I like
Shikamaru doesn't want to be
and-
there, bro.
Choji's like the chunky guy, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a good team. The two dudes in the like Shikamaru
Yeah.
and Choji, like they make a
think
good team.
I think he calls himself pleasingly plump or something like that.
Yes, in
I
in
love
the
how Choji
the
packs
manga.
like tons of supplies for the Forest of Death. They're all like, how are we going to survive? Like, what are we going to eat? And then Choji pulls out a bag of chips.
So another another dark moment though is because when Ino transfers her mind into someone else's body, like she would take the damage of that person if she's still in their mind and takes damage. So the
Right.
sound people literally injured their own like teammate in order to injure Ino, which was
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah. So those sound ninjas were like, oh, yeah, who cares if she dies?
Yeah, like we might as well
Yeah,
just kill our teammate. That way we
that's
kill
like
Ino
every
as well.
shonen bad guy almost is like, I don't care what happens to my underlings.
She was
or my
clearly
teammates.
the weaker of the three of them, right? So it's just like dispensable.
Dude,
I
I,
mean,
love this arc. What the hell?
I
love
will
this
say
arc.
that we'll talk about it a bit later, but I thought that Orochimaru's whole thing, where his whole plan, where he has all these like spies and shit, and he's planning something, and he wants to get his hands on Sasuke, and then I thought that was very cool. I don't want to talk too much about it now because it gets really cool towards the end of the section we're discussing. But yeah, I mean, I really like that Sasuke moment, the crazy cursed chakra stuff, and that whole battle scene, and just the sound ninjas getting slapped. I thought that was awesome. And then I also thought it was freaking epic when we saw Gaara and the Sand Ninjas already kind of completing the second exam in record time.
Yes.
Yep.
And then we see what happened with them, and that was nuts.
Gar is
Yeah.
definitely being set up as like the most badass rival right now.
You know what I really like? Like, for example, the scariest thing right now should be Orochimaru, you know? He's this
Yes.
dude that's so powerful. All like the higher ups in the villages are afraid of Orochimaru. This dude, he obviously took an interest in Sasuke and Naruto or whatever for some reason. And meanwhile, you have this other ominous force, this opponent in the exams itself, this guy Gaara, who, when he fought those rain guys, I was flipping out. Okay,
Yo,
when I
he's
first
a
saw that
beast.
fight,
He's an absolute beast, bro.
dude, what do you think of that fight?
Yo, he had some kind of sand-based ultra instinct. Like, that was nuts.
What? God, no, and we never saw like ninjas in this exam kill each other. Like they're like, oh, I don't mind if you kill him. I don't mind if I kill my teammate. But like they don't actually kill each other. Gaara, in an instant, sand coffin, and just wraps around all three of these guys in sand. Like they had this
Yeah.
cool technique, like shooting needles out of the sky, and the sand wraps around him to block it. And then the sand grabs all of them, and without even
Yes.
hesitating, sand funeral, and he just crushes them into nothingness.
Yeah,
yes,
like
and
he
he
has
does that because he wants to kill too, not just because he's playing the game.
Yeah.
he has this crazy manipulation of sand ability. Like he can manipulate it in so many different ways. He can even turn it into armor, which you don't necessarily associate with sand, but he can
Yep.
like harden it. And yeah, he just brutally murders 3 people on the spot. Like not even like fanfare or anything. He just crushes them, and it's like, whoa, like this is different. Like this guy,
And-
it's different.
Yeah, and when he beat it in record time,
when
he beat it in record time, and you had the people watching, they're like, "Wow! Not only is he the fastest person to ever complete the Forest of Death exam in the history of the Leaf Village, even Jonin Ninja, if they would go through it, they would have tattered clothes or scratches from thorns, and there was not a speck, not even dust or disheveled hair. Gaara walked. He didn't run. He just waltzed through the forest without getting touched by any of the wildlife, any of the branches. The man seems invincible.
Goosebumps.
He's untouchable, bro. Yeah, it's amazing.
Definitely a really cool build-up for a rival character. Like, he doesn't get much better than that in terms of, like, making you interested in them and making you kind of, like, fear for the lives of the main characters if they ever go up against this monster.
Nah, probably won't ever go up against. Don't worry. We never see him again.
And he's quiet, too. More, quieter than Orochimaru, who talks almost as much as the Joker talks.
In regards to Orochimaru, what's it called? He hired those sound people and he to kill Sasuke. But meanwhile, he was the one who bit Sasuke and gave him the cursed mark and the cursed energy. So it's and the sound guy even says, he's like, so he hired us to kill him. Meanwhile, he got to him first and didn't kill him. What's really going on here? What type of Aizen master plan is going on here?
Yeah, no, but what I like about it is he clearly sent the sound guys just to test out if Sasuke would be able to successfully beat them.
I was hoping to hear Animac's idea about it, but okay.
That's not an idea. That was really what it was implied.
Yeah, but the reason why I didn't... okay, thanks, Nux.
Sorry.
I was just wanting to hear the Virgin's idea, so I didn't spoil didn't say what happened. Okay.
No, I thought Orochimaru's whole approach is very interesting because, so obviously his cursed energy or whatever it is, the curse mark is making Sasuke stronger, but also it's changing him. And every time he uses the Sharingan, it's feeding on his chakra and making him taking away his chakra. Is that right?
Yo, this man goes out of his way to pronounce Naruto as Naruto, but he says the Sharingan. Okay,
Sharingan.
I'm pretty sure I said Sharingan, bro.
But yes, it wastes chakra, and it seems like when he runs out of chakra, he has less will to fight the curse mark.
Okay, so the goal is for the curse mark to kind of take over his whole body. That's what.
So it's he uses up all of his energy, and so he's weak, and then he needs to use the curse mark, and then the curse mark gets hold, kind of when Vegeta becomes Majin Vegeta and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Orochimaru's plan, Kabuto ended up being a spy for him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he ended up...
That's definitely what it looked like.
We learned that Kabuto is not actually originally from the Hidden Leaf Village. He was an enemy, the child of an enemy force, and he was brought back from the battlefield as a child and raised in the Hidden Leaf Village, but he's actually spying for Orochimaru for whatever reason. So I thought that was interesting because he just looks like this like
Yeah, he was looking like such a nice guy, right?
Yeah,
well,
like this nice
it started
guy
off, with this dude just being like, okay, so it's going to be very dangerous. I hope everyone stays safe out there. Meanwhile, literally working for a terrorist pedophile.
What?
That's like every bad guy in Shonen almost.
Why is he a pedophile?
Orochimaru?
He has those Hisoka vibes.
You'll see. You'll see soon enough.
I mean, you already kind of see. It's already, he's talking about Sasuke like I want. Oh yeah, so whatever.
Well, to me, it was clearly he just wants him as part of his team, his grand plan.
He literally gave him a hickey.
Spoiling everything.
He literally gave him a hickey.
Dude, he's a snake. I get it.
He wants him for his body, bro.
The way you say it, though. Yeah.
Hate you, Nux. Anyway, another thing that we learned about Orochimaru is that he's one of the 3 great shinobi of Konoha Village.
The 3 Sanin.
Yeah, so he's not just some guy. He's a legend, an actual legend of this village who went rogue.
Yes.
Which is kind of scary.
He's so strong that they can't just inform the authorities. They straight up have to kind of go along with his plan as they were saying.
Yeah. So, and I was interested in his motivations and what his plan is, but now Nux told me that apparently he's just some weird pedo.
No, I was joking. Or was that?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, it's never just that.
I'll let
Yeah.
you know that 83% of my jokes are in fact jokes.
There's
Sure.
always some implied truths, though, you know? And
I will
even
say
if he is a pedo, doesn't mean he can't be a fantastic villain.
It's not the whole story.
Look at Kira. Kira likes people's hands.
Yeah, but Animac doesn't like Kira.
Yeah, I'm not a great fan of Kira. Neither are you, Briggs.
You like
I am.
Hisoka, though. Swing.
Swing away, my brother.
He's an interesting villain, but I'm not like part of the fan club like Nux.
I love Hisoka, man.
I know.
He's beautiful.
So I thought it was so epic when Team 7 they're called, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Our guys, yeah.
Yeah, Team 7 when they complete the second test and then they open the scrolls and Iruka is summoned. I thought that was pretty freaking cool.
That is pretty cool. You don't want to talk about how they actually got the other scroll?
Oh yeah, there was that whole Genjutsu battle.
Remind me, I
Remember,
don't-
Well,
So
they got the
those-
first scroll because the Sound Ninja just gave it to them when they
Yes,
left.
yeah, I
right?
remember that. Yeah.
So they actually teamed up with Kabuto to fight those guys, the Genjutsu guys. The guys,
Oh yeah.
the people
guy
that
who had, like, all
originally-
those like shadow clones, right? Like the dark shadow clones. Yes, you're right. It was interesting because what they did was they were using Genjutsu as like illusions, but then they were also positioning themselves in a way where they mixed in their real attacks with the illusions.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a very cool way to do it.
And if I
Yeah, I
remember
thought that was
correctly, they were real gamers, man. They were camping the exit of the thing to steal people's scrolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they had this whole thing where they could like go into the earth and then pop out at just the right time so you wouldn't know who's actually hitting
but
you and where
I
they're
like-
located.
Yeah, I like how the fights, none of them are just like, pure feats of strength. It's not just about who's stronger, Naruto or these water bozos.
Well,
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
fair, the Gaara fight was definitely just him murking them.
Yeah, true, but that was in order to hype up Gaara. That wasn't
Yeah.
to get like an interesting battle.
Yeah.
That was just
For
to be
sure.
like, okay, how are they ever going to beat Gaara?
How are our actual protagonists gonna fight this guy just to hype him up, right? Exactly.
This guy's a monster. Literal monster. Like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I was scared when I was watching this as a kid, bro. If I could be scared, I was scared of Gaara. Like he was just scary energy, bro.
Dude, I can't wait for the next chapters.
Same.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about? Nux said that Gaara never shows up.
Oh yeah, you'll see him in Shippuden chapter 742.
Oh, nice. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm excited for
Gaara!
that. Gaara! Our boy.
Yeah, so I thought so you're right, Nux, that was a cool moment. And they managed to win thanks to Kabuto's help, which again made the whole he's a spy thing even crazier. And then when they completed the test, they had Iruka, and he kind of we saw through his thoughts that he kind of came to change his mind about whether they were ready or not for the test. Because you remember previously he kind of argued with Kakashi about whether they should be allowed to take the Chunin exams. But now he's like, I should have trusted Kakashi because he obviously knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he was overprotective, and it's like, dude, you haven't seen them. Like, obviously, Kakashi spent all this time with them. You gotta know, but he's like that father figure that worries about his kids.
Oh, can we talk about? Okay, so this is kind of random, but I just thought it was so stupid. One of the girls was that when the one that's studying under Guy Sensei, she was saying when Kakashi and Guy were in the same room, she's like, "Well, Kakashi's clearly more of a looker than Master Guy."
I had the same thought, dude. That
You
you're gonna say
can't
right
see
now.
his face.
Exactly. You see like his eye, and like that's it.
You see
like,
his one eye. That's
you can see
all.
Hell, though,
1/5 of
man.
his face.
Even
You see
without
1/5
seeing
of his
Kakashi's face, look at like that hairdo and brows. Kakashi wins by default.
Man, it is ridiculous. It's like you just see 1/5 of his face, and they're like, "Oh my god!" I don't know what his mouth looks like. I don't know what anything looks like, but he is so hot.
Although
like,
outfit wise, yo, that green and orange hits different, bro.
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Kakashi has that cool energy, but yeah, you don't know how he's gonna look when he takes off
Yeah,
his mask.
that's the thing. She didn't say, "Oh, he has that cool energy" or whatever. She was just like, "He's more of a looker," and I'm like, "Come on, what the fuck?"
Yeah, I mean, Guy
Anyway,
Sensei would be too if he freaking hit his brows and everything. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we had like kind of hyping up of the next test, which is going to be more intense, and it's going to be honoring each ninja's kind of country or land, whatever. So it was almost getting into international relations there, where not only is this about you now, you're representing your country against all these other rival countries, which could be at war at any time. So, you got to show that you're strong and you can stand up to them if need be. So I thought that was a nice little touch.
It was even more than that, because do you know why the Chunin exams came to be originally? The ninja villages, I'm pretty sure this was already mentioned. The ninja villages used to be like in a state of war, right?
Yeah.
So in order to make it peaceful, they wanted to be able to judge each other's military strength, like as a show of camaraderie. So the way they would do that is by all the villages coming together for these exams in order for them to show that they're not hiding military strength.
It's really cool too, because it actually happens in our world a lot. I'm pretty sure lacrosse and some Olympics, other sports as well were developed as a way to rather than fighting a war and killing each other, let's play this brutal sport instead.
Dude, it's the Olympics. It's the
Olympics. Olympics. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the kids don't seem to be aware of that, or they don't think about that much. They're just like, oh, we want to become Chunin. But yeah, in reality, there's more to it than that. There's a balance of power thing going on, and they want to maintain the balance of power between the different countries.
Yeah, very true.
This is very random and off topic, but there's this sport in Italy called calcio storico, and it's the most brutal sport I've ever seen in my life. And it was in the same way. Back in when there used to be wars and stuff, they would have this game to intimidate. They would host this event to intimidate other armies, and basically it's like rugby with fist fighting.
God damn!
It's actually the most Chad shit of all time. You got the quick guys in the back that throw the ball around and are fast, and then there's a main front line where people just fucking box.
Yeah, bro, especially in Italy, where they had literal gladiators and the fighting lions. Definitely the most Chad thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty Chadly. But anyway, aside from all of the extra political stuff, now we are 2 phases into the Chunin exams. There was the written test in order to gauge intelligence and intel gathering and all that kind of stuff. Then there was the second phase, which was survival, essentially, right?
Yes.
And the third phase is fighting prowess, which is also really important to become.
Yeah. So what happened was, they don't actually go into the third test.
Correct.
They say that there's 20 people left after Kabuto's like, oh, I'm out, boys. And they're like, what? And he's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to die. I'm deaf in one ear. In reality, he's doing that spy shit. But anyway, he drops out, so there's only 20 left. So then the third proctor is who also looks kind of like emo, by the way. He was like, listen, guys, there's too many people.
So his name is Izumi? Izumo. His name is Izumo, okay?
Okay, cool.
He's very cool. I like the look.
No, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I think I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I don't know. Whatever.
I wasn't that big a fan, but the point is they have to cut the numbers in half from 20 to 10, and that means that all 20 of them are going to go one-on-one. Now is one-on-one. It's no more team battles, and the winner of each battle will go on to the third test. The loser is out. So I thought that was pretty crazy. It raises the stakes right away. And then we had the Sasuke versus Yoroi fight, which again was super dope. So if you guys, if we should talk about that right now, or you want to talk about anything else first?
Yeah, I just want to say Hayate Gecko is the dude's name.
You're right. That is his name.
The sickly looking dude who's actually a badass.
He's pretty badass.
Yeah, so there was a really awesome moment in this fight with Sasuke and Yoroi, because Yoroi has the ability to steal chakra, which is already bad for Sasuke because his chakra is kind of being drained, by the curse mark. So he kind of has the perfect ability to screw Sasuke over in this moment. So Sasuke, in a kind of a moment of desperation, he ends up using Rock Lee's move that Rock Lee used on him, the purely physical move, to take this guy down.
All right, how did he know that
was freaking awesome? He knew it because he was able to copy it with the Sharingan when it was used on him.
Yes, and we didn't mention it, but in this fight, he couldn't use the Sharingan, so he was at a huge disadvantage to how he would usually be able to fight.
Yeah, because again, when he uses the Sharingan, the mark is feeding on it or something, so he was told by Kakashi not to do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because the Sharingan just takes up a lot of chakra, and if he uses up his chakra, the curse mark could take him over or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and he ends up winning with that physical move, which was, I think, awesome. But I don't think that this was something that Sasuke liked doing because he's a proud guy and he wanted to use his own technique. So he kind of feels bad about having to take someone else's technique and in front of everyone. So I feel like he's gonna be wanting to make up for this in the future.
Yeah, I didn't think he cared that much, honestly.
I
think he was just glad to be. He was glad that he found a way out, and he was like, "Good thing we had that encounter, or else I would have been fucked."
Yeah, and also I thought he was just super happy that he was picked first because he wasn't going to be able to stand watching all these fights.
I kind of did feel that it was a blow to his ego that he had to copy someone else's technique instead of using his own. But maybe that wasn't a big
Okay,
deal.
no, I hear what you're saying. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, it was a humbling experience that he had to rely on like somebody else's fighting style.
Yeah, but thankfully he managed to win, and now he can actually rest. And actually, Kakashi takes him to like a back room, and he seals away the curse mark. So he doesn't remove it, but he seals it away. And as long as Sasuke still has the will to fight it, it will stay put and let him keep going with the test. But right after he finishes that, who shows up?
The craziest encounter, bro.
This guy's literally
Voldemort.
This is the Voldemort of Harry Potter. Like 100%. They're both creepy, very pale snake dudes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow. I didn't even see that connection, but yeah, that's perfect.
Orochimaru confronts Kakashi, and so it turns out that Orochimaru is pretty much controlling that newly created village hidden in sound, right? He's kind of running everything behind the scenes. That was my interpretation.
Yep.
And yeah, so he's using many people as his pawns, including those 3 sound ninjas, including Kabuto, and he wants Sasuke because of his Sharingan. That's why I kind of interpreted. It wasn't some weird shit, Nux.
Yeah, you'll see.
He was like, I want someone from that Uchiha clan. I want his Sharingan.
So you're saying he has an eye fetish? Okay.
All right, sure.
You'll see, Animac.
It's a cool power.
Animac, you'll see. You know nothing of his pedophile ways.
But yes, Animac is a very cool and valuable power, considering the Uchiha clan has been slaughtered, right?
Yeah,
right.
So it's rare, right? So I don't know, but I don't know how Kakashi has it.
It's a collectible.
But I don't know how he has it, which is because he's not, his last name is not Uchiha from what I understand.
I wonder if that'll ever be addressed. Who knows?
Yeah, I wonder too. But clearly Orochimaru and Kakashi know each other well, so it was like an interesting kind of clash there.
I know. I love that clash. It's even better on rewatch, to be honest, because of everything we know later in the story.
Yes, and we know how strong Kakashi is, and like literally, you still know he can't do anything really there.
Yeah, and he's saying to himself, like, if I fight him right now, I will die.
Yeah, so, oh my god, the hype. Holy shit, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm really excited to learn more about Orochimaru because he does have such a reputation. He's one of these 3 great sage guys. He's doing all this scheming, controlling a country, has all these pawns. What is he up to? And it's established that he's very strong and has very cool powers.
But what does he want?
What does he want? It's building up to be very interesting, and I'm super curious about that for sure.
Yeah. So, what was the next preliminary round of the Chunin exams?
Shino versus...
That's right, Shino versus Down Dude!
Yes.
Dude, that fight was sick too. Because
Shino is such a badass right now.
The thing is, when I first watched Naruto, I thought that Shino was like, and then I saw this fight and I was like, wow, I think Shino is one of the strongest Genin.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for him after this fight.
Really do.
And talk about creepy powers.
Oh my god, I love his
powers, bro. Like, imagine having insects inside you and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so at first I was kind of spacing because the last thing I remember was Orochimaru and Kakashi. But yeah, we did get that part where this guy thought that he was winning, right?
Yep. Blowhole sound guy.
Yeah, so he thought he was winning, and all of a sudden, like, his arms come apart, and it's all, like, insects and shit in there. I was like, what?
That was really cool.
Bro, I preferred this fight to the Sasuke fight.
Oh, me too, for sure.
Well, the Sasuke guy moment was... Or not guy, a Rock Lee moment was really cool.
But the strategy and the like, oh, I fucked you, I was keeping this ace like under my sleeve. But it's like, oh no, actually I was keeping another ace under my sleeve. Like, I love those kinds of moments.
Like, no, keeping all these blood-sucking bees under your sleeve, bro?
Yeah, like this is why I love like this early Naruto stuff. So it's like you think you know your options, but then like people are always thinking on the next level. So it's like, so behind you, in front of you, you're messed. Like no matter what you do, you only have one hand. You're gonna get screwed. And he's like, aha, I have two hands. And he's like, actually, bro, you have no hands. What?
That's a great way to put it. That was funny because
No, that was amazing, man.
The guy he was fighting is the guy who had his arms broken by Crazy Sasuke. But then he kind of had this ability where he could compensate for it, but in the end it didn't matter because he just, insect banged him.
Yeah, and that I love how gritty I guess it can get when you literally see his arms explode and they like come off. Not some Pokemon shit. We are on.
No, that was pretty creepy.
Yeah, imagine having insects moving through you, bro. Like, that's like my nightmare still.
I guess you didn't watch that banned Pokemon episode called the Beedrill Massacre. Pretty brutal,
bro. Like, I'm like Misty when she sees a Caterpie when it comes to insects, bro.
Yeah, like this arc will not be good for people afraid of either snakes or insects. I'm telling you that right now.
No, but like I still loved it. I think Shino is such a badass, and yeah, so much more respect for him after this fight.
Absolutely. I do love me some Shino. He cool. Anyway, any other fights in this episode?
I believe that's where we end off. Yeah, but plenty more to come.
Oh yeah,
as well as the main events. So yeah, that's very hype.
How many tests are there? Is it just 3 or is there more?
3 rounds.
Okay.
In the exam.
Cool. And you'll get to see why we love Shikamaru so much.
Yes.
The shadow shadow trapping dude.
Yeah, you learned his fucking name, bro. I assume I can swear here, but learn his name, bro.
How dare you swear on this
we have Shikamaru, we have all these Maru, bro.
Wow, Briggs.
How dare you swear on this fucking podcast? Oh my god.
Have some respect. Yeah, dude, I love Shino. He's great.
Cool. Yeah, guys, this was fun. Like I said, I am loving this arc, I have to say. I didn't know what to expect. Nux, you do sometimes overhype shit to the point where I don't even enjoy it, like as much as I thought I would, like Made in Abyss and Kira. But in this case, I do think it's an amazing arc. Like, especially early on in a manga. I guess, it is over a year old now at this point. So the manga isn't just starting, but still fairly early on in a manga to have such an epic arc. And I guess technically you could say this is a training arc because they are, training to become Chunin, and yet it's so much more than that. I love it.
Well, I mean, I'm going to ask you this probably every single episode, but so far, comparing it to modern shonen,
please don't compare it to MHA, bro.
I would never compare it to MHA. MHA is off the table. But other modern shonen.
Oh, yeah. Let's say Black Clover. They've had some training tournament arcs, too, and I would say this is way better.
So there's clearly a reason Naruto got as popular as it did. Right?
Yeah, there's a reason.
Some good quality here.
To watch the classics.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, and we're all hyping it up, but you also don't think Avatar is all that, so I don't trust your opinion, bro.
Yeah, I think Avatar is good, but I don't think it's like a phenomenal.
I mean, I love Avatar, but there's no Chunin exams in Avatar.
Yeah, it's a different kind of show, but there are a lot of similarities, surprisingly. Like, Gaara is an earthbender.
Gaara's cooler. And scarier.
But anyway, as long as we all agree that the Fire Nation should have won at the end of Avatar, I think, we can still be friends.
I was rooting for the Fire Nation, bro.
They were the main characters. They were the main characters of the story.
Okay, Barney Stinson.
Yes.
Bro,
they were the real Avatar, bro.
When they were talking about the Karate Kid, and then he's like talking about like the blonde kid who lost in the end.
Yes. Yes, bro.
Dude, I just saw a clip of him. He finds out he's about to marry Robin, and he finds out that they have like a shared like third cousin or something, and they're like, "Oh my god, we're cousins!" Oh, incest is horrible. But then again, I mean, not everything that comes from incest is bad. Joffrey was a fair and righteous ruler.
but his siblings sucked, so there's that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so funny that after Barney says the whole Karate Kid, who was the real Karate Kid, they have Cobra Kai, where that guy is the main character.
Yeah.
I thought
That show has to be the reason we have Cobra Kai.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you guys watched Cobra Kai?
Yes,
watched the
man,
first
it's
season.
amazing.
I
It's one of
watched
my
the
favorite
first-
shows.
I
It's
watched
so
the single-
cringy though, man.
I watched one episode.
No, I disagree. I mean, I watched the
it's
first season, I think it's
self-referential.
awesome.
Like I don't get how it's cringy. Like they're straight up about everything.
There's
You know,
so
like,
many
they're-
awkward moments that were hard for me to watch.
I mean, I think it's supposed to be, man.
I know that.
I
I know
don't
that's
know-
the intention. And also,
I've seen only the first season, so I don't know if you may be talking about the later seasons, but I thought it was awesome. I don't think it's cringy at all, bro.
yeah,
I
like,
only
I
saw
just
one episode. That's it. I have no comment.
I think they embraced the cringe. You know what I mean?
dude, the protagonist, or not the protagonist, like the main guy from the original Karate Kid. Oh, I can't watch it, man. It hurt to watch.
What do you mean? He's a successful businessman.
No, not the Cobra Kai guy. The Cobra Kai guy.
Oh yeah,
Like,
How can you
he's
not
great.
watch him? He's
Like you would
great,
think
yeah.
he would like develop as a character like somewhat faster and not be like completely clueless and like an asshole.
Yeah, but I think he is developing, but we don't want to lose that assholeness. Like that's
You know,
what
you
makes
need a
him
little
likable.
bit of it. You
Like,
need to strike
I-
first, strike hard.
I'd
It's
hate,
a Cobra
I'd
Kai
hate
way.
for him to be. Yeah, I'd hate for him to be like the other dude.
Yeah, no, I
Daniel
absolutely agree.
Yeah, so he needs to keep that edge, but yeah, he's also not a horrible person. But the good thing about that show is, like, we're getting off topic, but it gives everybody some, I guess, time to shine when you get
Okay,
their
yeah, let's
backstories
stop
and all
getting
that.
off topic, guys. Cobra Kai Virgin some other time.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us. We're back again next week. Remember, we are reading. This is Naruto podcast, by the way. We are reading chapters 70 to 83. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.
Bang.